This week on MCrider, we look at 5 new riders you're likely to meet on the road. Hey, my name's Kevin. I'm the host here at MCrider, where I release a weekly video to help make you a better rider. I think it's great that more and more female riders are getting involved in motorcycling. In fact, as a riding instructor, I could see the changing demographics in the classroom. When I first started out, it was almost always all male, and later on, more and more females began taking the class. I think that's great. But the analytics for MCrider show that 97% of our viewers of this channel are male. So I'm going to focus on you knuckleheads in this video as we talk about 5 beginner riders that you're likely to meet. And no, this video was not sponsored by Gillette. The first guy that you'll meet has about a $5,000 budget to get into motorcycles. These guys tend to be a little bit younger. The rider's super excited and can't wait to get started. He saved his pennies from working hard and he's ready to get started in life on 2 wheels. The first thing our new rider does with his enthusiasm for motorcycles is he buys a motorcycle. After all, that's the most important part, right? Here's the perfect motorcycle. It's only been dropped at slow speeds. It's got new tires, and I wouldn't be embarrassed to pull up to a bike night on this. And it fits in my budget for only $4,800. So our new rider spends the $4,800 on a motorcycle, another $150 to take the MSF class, and now he's got $50 left over for gear. Have you ever tried to shop for motorcycle gear for $50? Sure, you can find a helmet on eBay, but it's one of those things that you get what you pay for. On top of that, our rider's still not budgeted for taxes, license fees, and insurance. My advice, start with your budget and purchase everything that you need to ride, minus the motorcycle. Let your enthusiasm for riding encourage you to spend more on gear and use the remaining money to purchase a motorcycle. And this leads us directly into the second new rider you'll meet on the road. The guy who buys his dream motorcycle as his first motorcycle. Now these guys tend to be a little bit older, a little bit more mature. They've been in the workforce a little bit longer and they can afford their dream bike. Now as sure as this video goes live, somebody's going to leave a comment and say, my first motorcycle was a Harley Ultra or some other leader sport bike and I did just fine. But for every guy that bought his dream bike as a first ride, there are 3 others who wish they had started smaller. So why start with a smaller motorcycle? Well, 1, they're less expensive. You don't even know if you're going to like this yet, so why not buy a less expensive motorcycle? Second, the depreciation value on small to medium-sized bikes is a whole lot less than it would be on a dream bike. So if you're ready to sell in a year for an upgrade, you can get a large percentage of your money back. Or if you decide it's not for you, you can get much of your investment back by selling it. Try doing that with a new GXR 1000 as your first motorcycle and selling it a year later. Third, if you drop it as you're learning, it's easier on the ego and the wallet. Fourth, smaller motorcycles are just easier to ride. As a new rider, you should be focused on the basics. Braking, turning, shifting gears, handling at slow speeds. All of that is a lot easier to do on a small motorcycle, and it better prepares you for your dream bike. You're not as worried about dropping that expensive motorcycle when you pull up to a stoplight. So my word of advice, start small, learn to ride, sell your starter bike for your dream bike, and thank me later. The third new rider that you're likely to meet is the dirt bike rider guy. They've been riding dirt bikes since they were kids. But what this usually means is that one time their cousin let them ride their mini bike in the field out behind the house. So in reality, a lot of these riders got their start in motorcycling like this. Let go! Riding a dirt bike proficiently is an advantage when it comes to street riding, but there's still a whole lot to learn. The braking technique's different, the cornering's different, not to mention all the road strategy that's required to ride safely on the street. So my advice, if you rode a dirt bike as a kid and now you want a street bike, treat it like a whole new endeavor. Park the confidence with the dirt bike and approach this new skill like every other new rider, with an open mind and willing to learn. Now, the fourth new rider that you'll meet out on the road, and I'm not really sure why he does it, but it's annoying because he constantly revs the engine. Every stoplight, every time he pulls in the clutch, when he starts it, when he shuts it off. You get the point. All of this unnecessary revving gets really annoying. Stop it. Maybe he needs a constant reminder that he's riding a motorcycle. Maybe he paid $800 for that new pipe and headers and he wants you to realize how cool it actually is. I'm not sure why they need the constant reminder that the engine's running. My word of advice, look, you're already riding a motorcycle and that alone is cool. Your constant, never-ending revving only serves to annoy everyone else around you. It doesn't increase your cool factor. Use the throttle for what it's designed for, to accelerate down the road. Your motorcycle engine, your gas mileage, and the guy in the car sitting next to you can thank me later. Now, the fifth new rider that you'll meet, but never at a motorcycle training class, is a self-taught rider. He doesn't need an experienced coach giving him any tips at all that may very well save his life, or at least help him get started with fewer bad habits. Now, his uncle's ridden a cruiser for years, and he's taught him everything he knows about riding. And when his uncle gets out of jail next month, he's going to teach him even more. I once had a self-taught rider tell me that he didn't need to take an MSF class because he does not ride a motorcycle on parking lots. He rides on the street. Depending on our self-taught rider's preference, all he needs is a leader sport bike or a heavy cruiser and a little luck. Just point him in the right direction and off he goes in shorts, t-shirts, and flip-flops to conquer the motorcycling world. He'll ride to bike nights or maybe Sturgis. He might wear a full-face helmet or no helmet at all, but he's a self-made man. The only question he might have for an experienced rider is where he should hang the bell on his cruiser so his guardian angel can protect him on the road. I'm sad to say that many of these lone wolf riders greatly add to the statistics of riders killed on the road. They're going to biker bars and compounding the problems of their lack of riding skills by mixing in alcohol. They're the kids who measure riding skills by how long one can ride a wheelie on the interstate. But in the end, they're someone's son or daughter. They're a unique individual, wonderfully created and planned so that there is not another person exactly like them on the face of the earth. And while they may be a knucklehead on the street, they're worth saving. So, if you know one of these new riders, or perhaps you're one yourself, I encourage you to invest in yourself. Instead of buying that new exhaust this spring with your tax refund, spend the money and learn to ride. Now, I'm not talking about the ability to get a motorcycle from point A to point B. I'm talking about the ability to really ride and the desire to never stop learning. Take a class. Subscribe to or share this channel. MCrider has hundreds of videos that can and will help make you a better rider. All you have to do is set aside your pride and learn. Till next week, guys, it's Kevin with MCrider, and we'll see you on the road. There are multiple ways to support the channel. You can become a member on YouTube at mcrider.com/member or support the channel through Patreon at mcrider.com/support. Either way, you'll get full access to the forum and the field guides, which will further the training that we release here on a weekly basis.